Tortured to death. The silencing of Ukrainian journalist Viktoriia Roshchyna is a crime against humanity. In the shadows of war, silence has become a weapon, one wielded with cruelty, precision, and impunity. Viktoriia Roshchyna, a 27-year-old Ukrainian journalist known for her fearless investigative reporting, has become the latest victim of this silence. Her death in Russian custody is not merely a tragedy. It is an atrocity. A war crime. A cold-blooded act of state-sponsored torture and execution designed to terrorize, suppress, and erase truth itself. She disappeared in August 2023 in the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia region of Ukraine. For a year, her family knew nothing, until one haunting call came in August 2024. Viktoriia, detained and under duress, told her family she loved them. She promised she'd be home in September, part of a prisoner exchange. But she never came home. Instead, a short, 3-line note arrived in October from Russian authorities. It said Viktoriia was dead. No explanation. No remorse. Just silence once again. Only now, months later, has the truth begun to claw its way into the light. Her body, returned to Ukraine in February 2025, was only recently identified. The forensic evidence is damning. Bruises, broken ribs, electrocution marks. Signs of sustained torture. Evidence of pain inflicted over weeks, perhaps months. Viktoriia was not just a prisoner. She was a target. She was tortured, silenced, and discarded, because she dared to investigate, to speak, to expose. This was not an isolated act of brutality. This is part of a documented and deliberate campaign by Russian authorities. One that the United Nations has already called a crime against humanity. In occupied territories like Kherson, Zaporizhzhia, and beyond, Ukrainian civilians and journalists alike have been systematically detained, tortured, and disappeared in a policy of fear and domination. The pre-trial detention center in Taganrog, where Viktoriia was sent, is infamous, described by survivors as a hell on earth where electric shocks, beatings, and psychological torment are routine. Viktoriia Roshchyna is now a name on a long, shameful list, a growing ledger of Ukrainian souls crushed by a regime that fears truth more than tanks. Her killing is not collateral damage. It is the objective. When journalists become the hunted, and when speaking truth costs your life, it is not only a journalist who dies. It is democracy, justice, and humanity that are butchered alongside her. The world must not look away. Viktoriia deserves more than condolences and quiet outrage. She deserves justice. Her killers, those who gave the orders, those who carried them out, and those who buried the truth, must be held accountable under international law. The international community must insist that crimes like these be prosecuted, not negotiated away at peace tables. There can be no amnesty for torture. There can be no reconciliation without truth. There can be no peace built on the graves of the silenced. To those who still languish in Russian prisons today, Ukrainian civilians, POWs, and journalists, every day without justice is another day at risk of torture and death. The international community must prioritize their release, and treat every moment of delay as a failure of conscience. Viktoriia Roshchyna's voice was silenced. But her story must not be. Speak her name. Demand justice. Break the silence. Before it buries us all.